Hey everyone, thank you for taking the time to come hang out with me today. If you're new here, my name is Blake. I'm a 30-year-old nurse, personal finance enthusiast, cash budgeter, and owner of a little shop on Etsy called WalletWell, where I make cash budgeting supplies and accessories to make your savings journey a little bit more fun. So welcome back. Today is another bi-weekly cash stuffing video. So I'm just getting back from the bank a few minutes ago. I went earlier to UPS to drop off some orders and some packages. And I went to grab myself a little coffee. So I've got that here. And went to the bank to get some cash to do this cash stuffing with. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so here I have my little cash bag. This is from Raelynn over at TheRaemarkableDollar. In here, I've got my cash for this week, or this 2 weeks, I guess, since I cash stuff every 2 weeks when I get paid. So here we go. Today we are stuffing $965. We'll just quickly do a cash count for you just to show you what we've got. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm having a lovely day. I am off work today and I'm off for the next 4 days. My family are coming to visit for a couple days. We're going to go out for supper. We're going to hang out in the pool. We're going to have some wine. It's going to be a good weekend. So what are you guys up to this weekend? Leave a comment below and let me know. So cash count, let's get into this really quickly here. We'll start with our $100 bills. So we've got 1, 2, 300. That here. This cash tray also is from Savings with Grace. If you want to check her out, it's beautiful. I love it so much. And she's always linked below in the videos as well. So 300, we'll do our 50s next. So we've got 50, 100, 150, and 200. We'll go ahead with our 20s. So we've got 20, 40, yep, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40. So 240. And then we have our $5 bills. Guys, I need to point this out. These are so crispy, and I know it's hard to imagine because it's like plastic money, but if you're Canadian, if you have seen these bills before, like look at the precision on these bills. I'm just, I'm geeking out a little bit over this, but these are very new, very crisp bills, as you can tell. Normally, like the used, ones that are more loved, will say, look kind of jagged edged like that, but these guys are straight. All right, so quickly counting our fives here. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. And then we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So that's 200 and 5, 10, 15, 25. So 225, 965. It's exactly what we need. Love it when that works out the first time and I don't miscount. All right, so the reason I have so many fives is because I'm going to be stuffing a lot of saving challenges and games and things, and those take a lot of fives. So that's what those are for. So before I forget, because I do this every week, as you know, if you watch my videos, you know that I have some digital envelopes that I just automatically stuff every 2 weeks when I get paid. The money just automatically comes out of my account, goes into another bank account that I call my sinking fund account, and then I use an app called Envy, which keeps track digitally of the total amount that's in that account, but then I break it up into different digital envelopes. So I save for things like property tax, car insurance, my nursing license, everything like that. Things that are not due, very often, either once a year or 2 or 3 times a year kind of thing. So I will quickly throw those totals up here for you guys to see, because I know some of you are curious as to what I you know, what I do with the other money that's not cash stuffed here on YouTube for you guys to see. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the cash stuffing. First up is my personal sinking fund binder. And this is a new binder. If you've watched my last couple videos, you would have seen this. This is from Melina over at the Millennial Dollar. It's her new Nina collection. Super, super excited about these, this binder and everything that I've done with it. So we're just gonna go ahead quickly here and get set up to do our stuffing. I'm just gonna throw this tab in the back. And here we go. Can we see all the cash there? I think we can. All right, so first up, flipping through here, we come to our travel category. We're not adding anything specifically to travel right now. This usually I just fill with my completed savings challenges to kind of beef that up. New York City, that is the first thing that's going to get some money today. So we're going to put $100 into New York. So we've got lots of placeholders in here and some more cash. So total now for New York, we've got, let's do it this way. So we've got 1,000, 100, 200, 300, and 400. So $1,400. Some of that is in the bank. Some of it is here in this envelope. And that is going to fund a little family trip to New York this winter. Florida, we're not adding anything there just yet. Same with Europe. We're flipping through here next to my high priority section. And the first thing on here is card annuals. So this is going to get $50 this week. And I did, since my last video, I did take some money out of here. One of my card annual fees was due, and I split that with my partner, so it was $800 for the Platinum American Express card. It is very expensive, but like I said in previous videos, a lot of the perks outweigh the costs. We get, you know, much more than that out of the card every year in terms of travel and upgrades and dining credits and travel credits and lounge access and all the things. So it is worth it to us because we travel often. So in card annuals now we have 100, 200, 300, 400. So we've got 500 now in card annuals. All right, flipping through here. Wedding, we're not adding anything to that this time. Luxury, we're skipping. Then we make it to my everyday section here. So this has things like my gas and self-care and everything like that. So gas is going to get $25. I just filled up today actually, so I've got a lot of extra cash in here. So let's add this in, 25. So now in here total, we have 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, did I do that right? 20, 40, 55, 65, 75. So we've got 75 in gas. And I'm probably not going to have to use this until like, you know, 2 weeks from now kind of thing. Because a full tank of gas usually lasts me about 2 weeks. So flipping through here to self-care, we're going to add $10 to self-care. I got to be careful with these fives because they're so crispy. They might get stuck together. So we've got $25, $30 in self-care. Put that in there. All right, and then next we have treats. We're going to add $10 to treats. So let's see what we've got in here total now. So 5, 10, 15, we've got $20 in treats. Stuff always adds up pretty quickly. Next, we are to my sinking funds for all my favorite shops that I frequently shop at on Etsy. Shout out to a few of the awesome creators. So this is for Raelynn's shop at TheRaemarkableDollar. We're going to add another $10 to Ray's envelope today. So in total, we now have 20, 40, 60, 85. We have $90 in Raelynn's envelope. always ready to make a purchase from Ray, have some cash in there. So the next is Melina's envelope over at the Millennial Dollar, and we're also adding $10 to her envelope this week. Now I did purchase the Blue Mountain binder from Melina for my Mini Mondays videos and some challenges and things. So I will have to unstuff this, but we'll worry about that later. So we've got $20, $40, $60, $85, and $90 also in Melina's envelope. And I will have to unstuff that. Flipping through here to Cooper over at Purely Budgets, we're adding also $10 to Cooper's envelope. And we should also have $90 in here if I have been contributing equally. 20, 40, 65, 75, 85, 90. Got $90 in Cooper's envelope. All right, and that completes this envelope, this binder, I believe. In the back here, in my other section, I just have a buffer. I've got a few extra dollars in there, and then I have a back to the bank just for any money that I unstuff that needs to go back to the bank. So I forgot to do it in my last video, but like I said, on these videos, I am going to be stuffing my wallet here in these videos. So I think the only thing is, I'm just going to quickly check here. So I do have these little tabs here in my wallet. If you haven't seen my latest video that kind of walks you through my new wallet, these little tabs to separate out all of the different categories that I use just helps keep my money organized. So I'm not going to put anything in transportation for gas or anything because I just filled up my tank and I don't need to. So I think the only thing I'm going to add to here this week is under my me category, and that is just kind of like my self-care money. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my self-care envelope, and I think let's just take $20 from here. So we're taking $20 from self-care to put into my wallet, and we'll just close this up, put that to the side, and I'm going to be adding $20 to my me tab here in my wallet. All right, stuff the wallet, perfect. I remembered to do that. Okay, so now we are moving on to kind of my household shared sinking funds. So let's go ahead and dive into that. I've got some money falling out of here already before we even get into this. All right, so flipping through here, let's just kind of get things set up a little bit. So we start off with our high priority section, and this is for household. So we're going to be adding $15 to household this week. So $5, $10, $15. Let's see what we've got in here already. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. So 135 in household. I'm probably going to have to do a cash condensing very shortly, so maybe I will go through and film that after this video. Next, we come to outdoor, and that's going to get $60. So 20, 40, and 60. And outdoor, like you've heard me explain before, we get our grass cut by our neighbor's little fella. So this money is to kind of pay him, as well as, you know, buy some propane for our outdoor fireplace and pool supplies and all that stuff. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, $210 in outdoor. That in there, perfect. All right, we're skipping fun money again. We're going to beverages, and this is going to get $60. We're going to do a 50, 5, and 60. Let's see what we have in here. We did buy some wine the other day, so we did take a little bit of money from here. So 50, we've got 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 175, 85, 185 in beverages. That again funds our summers by the pool. Then Costco, we're going to be adding $20 to Costco. Don't shop a lot at Costco, just kind of for, you know, household supplies and things like that. So we don't put a lot in here. $20, $40, $60, $80, $100 in Costco. Guys, I wish here in Canada we don't have the, what's it called? The chicken melt, chicken bacon melt, something like that, that you guys have at Costco in the US. When we were in Florida, I had one for the first time because I've seen it all over TikTok, and I was in heaven. It was incredible. Praying one day that Costco Canada will add that to their menu, because I would go there a lot more frequently. All right, we're going to skip that one, and then we're going to our low priority. So restaurants, we're going to get 25. I do have to unstuff this one a little bit as well, just because we did order some food the other day when I was in between my night shifts. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 180 in there. And we are going out to eat to like a steakhouse this weekend with all the parents and everything like that. So we actually have a lot of gift cards. So we'll probably just use those to pay for our meal, which is great. We'll get to save the money in here. Then flipping through, we get to treats. We're going to add $10 into treats. So we've got 25, 35, 45, $50 in treats. Okay. Date night, we're going to skip that. Gifts, we're going to throw in $10 into there. So we've got now 25, 35, 45, $50 in gifts. 20, 30, 40, 50, yeah. $50 in gifts. Do have some weddings and things coming up. We're going to need a little bit more money in there for all of that. And then we've got nothing in there. All right. So that is it for the shared sinking funds. And close this guy up. Just gonna quickly take a sip of my coffee here. How are you guys doing? What's up? How's the week going? What do you guys drink for, like, what are your favorite drinks? Do you normally, I know it's summertime, do you like, you know, iced coffee? Do you like hot coffee? Are you, you know, like seltzer kind of people? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. All right, next up, we are moving on to our savings challenges. So here we go in our classic savings challenge binder. We're going to go ahead and open this up. No new additions to here this week. Same old in here. So flipping through, we are going to start with the Vampire Diaries. So super excited. We're almost there, guys. We're almost finished of the Vampire Diaries. I finished season 7 recently, so we're going to be adding some money into there this week. So season 7 is $70. So we're crossing that off, and we're going to be adding 50 and 20 to make 70 into this envelope. So while that's drying, I'll just quickly count the cash here. So we'll just organize a little bit, and we'll do it in reverse order so it's easier maybe. You'd think for how many times I do this and all the money things that I do that I would be better at counting. 100, 200, 250, 270, 580. So we've got 280 left in there. And we've got $80 more to add, and then that will complete this challenge for a total of 360. And then what I'll probably do is reallocate that money to my travel envelope whenever we finish this challenge. And I asked you guys on Instagram a little while ago, when I'm finished of the Vampire Diaries, what should I move on to? And I think I put in my poll either Pretty Little Liars or Gossip Girl. And there was a winner, but I recently saw on, I think it was Netflix or Disney Plus, that Scandal was on there, and it's probably one of my all-time favorite shows. I've watched it through I don't know how many times, and I realized I didn't have a rewatch challenge for Scandal, so I did make one about a week ago now, probably. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that. So again, just kind of like my classic double-sided challenge here. We've got Olivia Pope on the front. It is matte laminated, works well with wet erase markers. And then on the back here is your challenge. And then we've got seasons 1 through 7. And if you save all, once you the idea is once you watch an entire season, then you save the corresponding dollar amounts. And then once you watch the entire series, you're going to save $280. So that is the next show that I'm going to be starting after I finish season 8 of the Vampire Diaries. I did add this to my Etsy shop, so if you're looking for that, go ahead and head over to the Rewatch Savings Challenge listing, and on all of the options there, you'll see Scandal at the bottom. So we're not adding anything to that, obviously. Next is Christmas. So we are going to be adding $100 to Christmas. And I've recently added this little placeholder to my shop as well because people requested it. Essentially, it's just, it doesn't have a challenge on the back. It is just to simply say that I want to save $1,000 before Christmas time. So that's kind of just like a goal placeholder. So we've got $500, $600, and now $700 in there total. So we're only $300 away from completing my goal of having $1,000 for Christmas. And I don't think that I'll even spend that much, but it's nice to have extra just in case. All right, so flipping through, the next challenge that we come to is our Mean Girls section. And we're starting off fresh this week with Raelynn's challenge. She doesn't even go here. So let's see, what are we adding? We're adding $20 to Mean Girls this week. So I'm just going to take a 20 here and grab my little marker. And let's see. What are we gonna cross off here? Let's just do the $20 burn book. Let's go with that. Make a little X there. So whenever we're done, it's gonna save us $100. So we'll throw this back in there. All right. Moving on next to our Harry Potter challenges. These are from Ina Budgets. And currently working on the Slytherin challenge. So we're adding another $20 into there this week. We're starting to get close to 500, I feel. Maybe halfway there now. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40, 140, and 100 is 240. So we're about halfway, which is great. Guys, back in there. Perfect. All right. Next up, we have In My Savings Era. This is my Taylor Swift inspired challenge series. There's 13 different trackers and challenges in this pack. Saves you over 3,000 and change dollars. So now we are on to the Bejeweled challenge. So we're going big this week. We are adding $100 into the challenge. I think on here that's the biggest amount, and it is, from what I see. So I wanted to start with the biggest one first, and then that way it's a little more motivating to, continue on with all of the other amounts. Get the big goals out of the way first. All right. So next week, maybe we'll add $35 next week. If I remember that that's what I said. Okay, so putting that back in here. Then we have the month ahead challenge, and this is just where I'm attempting to save 1 month ahead on my expenses. So currently working for 1 month of an extra mortgage payment, and every time I cash stuff, I do add $35 to this envelope. So we will color in another house icon here. There we go. All right, what do we have in here now? Let's do hundreds there. We'll do 20s. Might have to condense this one with a placeholder eventually because it's getting a little wild. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 300, 350, 20, 40. We're gonna do this. So that should be 400, right? 350, 400, 420, 5, 30, 5, 40, 5, 55. So 455 in there. We're getting close to the $500 mark, which is great. But I might condense that a little bit in my next cash condensing video. All right, that completes our savings challenge binder here. Now we're going to be going to the overflow binder. All right, so we now made it to the overflow binder here. This is just where I kind of house all of my extra savings challenges and things that we are contributing to. So flipping through here, the first thing that we come to is roll and save. So this is the little dice game that I created to have a version for myself in my shop. So essentially you just, roll a dice however many times you want, and then you're going to save the amounts that you roll. And whenever you, whatever you roll, you're going to cross that off. And eventually when you complete the challenge, you should have a total of $115 saved. So I did get a new little dice tower. This was a recommendation from Cooper over at Purely Budgets, and this is from Budgeting Introvert over on Etsy. Shout out to the amazing seller of that shop. She was so kind to ship to Canada for me. She just was shipping to the US, and I essentially begged her to add international shipping. So thank you so much. So let's go ahead and start the roll and save. So what we'll do, I'm always, guys, I don't have a great memory, so I'm going to write down all of the amounts that I roll. So first up is a 3. We're going to do 4 rolls. And a 2. And a 3. I feel like this is what happened last time. And another 3. So if we add that up, that's 9, 10, 11. Let's roll a couple more just because I have allocated, I think, $25 maybe to this. Yeah. So we're at 11. All right. 4. It's 15. And 5 is 20. Let me just double check my math here. All right. So that's $20. We're going to go ahead and stuff that in this envelope this week. So 5, 10, 15, and 20. So we should have $5 left over from this specific challenge at the end of the video. All right, I'm just going to get rid of this stuff real quick. All right, next we are moving on to Save the Suits. This is a little card game challenge that I created. Double-sided again with your placeholder on the front and your game on the back. Essentially with this, you're just going to draw as many cards as you want, fill in your tracker as you go, and essentially each number of on the card is worth face value, and the aces are worth 1, and the jack, queen, and kings are worth $10. So as per usual, we're going to do, we're going to draw 4 cards this week. This deck of cards is also available in my shop. It's kind of like a PVC style deck of cards, and has Benjamin Franklin, looks like $100 bills on the front. So if you're interested in that, it is available for purchase in my Etsy shop. All right, let's draw 4 cards and see how much we're saving this week. This, I think the first time I played this, guys, I drew a joker and I said, oh shoot, you know, I forgot to take those out of the card box. And then clearly I haven't, you know, still taking them out. I put them back in. So somebody suggested, I think it was Mimi maybe, in the comments, that, you know, jokers could be wild. I could save whatever with that. So maybe that's what I'll do. So we've allotted, let's see here, $40 essentially to this challenge this week. So we've got 7 and 2, which is 9, and 4 is 13. So let's go ahead and just round that up to $20. And we'll add that. So we'll make essentially the joker worth 7. So 5, 10, 15, and 20. Just gonna record here which cards we selected. So these are going to be all diamonds, so I'm going to continue in this row here. So we have a 7 of diamonds, a 2, and a 4. All right, we'll let that guy dry for a sec. And really, guys, the amount of savings with this, it's going to vary per person and how many cards you draw, and, you know, your chance and your luck and what you get. So it could be a lot, could be, you know, not so much, but I just think it's a fun way to save a little bit of extra money, kind of make it fun, right? I do also need to condense this envelope. I do have a bit of extra cash at home in my safe tucked away. So what I think I'll do is I'll take that to film a cash condensing after this video. So next we have Safari and the Bears, and these envelopes are just for my nieces, for little, you know, gifts every now and then and presents. So let's see. Hopefully there is I didn't even check to see if there was a $10. There is, perfect. A $10 icon on here. So we're adding $10 this week. So now she has $20, $40, and $50 total. And you'll notice in kind of my shared sinking funds binder, our nieces don't have any money, you know, in there specifically, but I do stuff for them in my own personal binder. So same thing with the Bears. We're going to cross off at $10. So in this one, we've got $20 and $30. I'm just noticing I checked off 30 last time and 10, so I should have $40 in here, but I only have 30. So I do have a bit of a buffer, so let's just fix that up. And we'll make sure that it's the correct amount now. So we do have $50 in here, 40, 20, 30, and $40. All right, so moving on here, we're not adding anything to snacks or pistachio or lemons. Those are just kind of like for my treats and things. The next thing that we are saving is going to be for our 4th wing challenge. And I'm just going to grab this here. So last week we scratched off the $25 icon. So we're going to be adding, let's see, I'm trying to see what denominations we're using here. So 20 and 5. I'm going to add that in here. So now in here, we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. So 135. And let's go ahead and scratch off 1 for next week. So next week, we're going to be adding $18 to this envelope. That's perfect. And that finishes off the Overflow binder. We've just got a couple more things left. So last couple things that we're stuffing here is going to just be my monthly challenges. So this one on the left here is my monthly money affirmation challenge. And then this one is the 1K challenge from Melina. So let's go ahead and just start with my monthly money affirmation challenge. This is available in my shop for versions of 1K and 3K as well, if you wanted to save a little bit more. So flipping through here, we are working on June. So the affirmation for this month is I spend with purpose and peace. So taking this tracker out here, it is again double-sided. So we've got $35 to save to complete June. So we're going to take 20, let's see here. Yep. 25, 35. $35 is going in there, and we're going to cross this off. And that completes June so far. Let's see here. I'm going to do this a little bit better. Combine everything up. All right, so that completes June. So the next challenge that we're going to be working on is the July challenge, and the affirmation for that month is my money works for me. So then you can see here, this is what we will be saving for the month of July. All right, so that finishes that up. And the last one that we're going to be doing is Melina's 1K monthly challenge. So this one we're doing May to May, so January, February, March, April. Doesn't have anything in it currently. We're going to roll around and finish that off next year. So then June, we've got $52 to add. But like I said, I just round up or down based on my denominations here. So we're just going to be adding $50, so $2 short essentially, to the June challenge to finish that off. Put that there. And we'll just quickly cross these off. And next month we will be working towards, let me see here. So this is for July. So we've got a 32, 24, 30, and 32. So we'll be adding next month to that at the beginning of July. I do have 3 pays in July, so I'll have to see how we're going to do that, but more on that a little bit later. So I do have a little bit of cash left here. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 25. So I think what I'll do is I'll just throw that into my buffer envelope. Just quickly grab this guy here. Let's see. I have so much in here, it's getting a little full. All right, so buffer. So we're going to add $25 into a buffer. And let's see what we've got. So we've got 25, 35, 45, 55, 60. So we've got $60 in buffer. That is great. It's good to have a little bit of extra cash in case we need to, allocate something. Okay, I'm going to close this guy up. Perfect. So before we go, guys, I just wanted to quickly mention my new savings challenge. This is the Lost Ledger challenge. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this challenge, have me, talk about it a little bit. Or if you watch my Mini Mondays videos, I kind of highlighted it as well. So essentially, just quickly, this is a challenge bundle. It's a little treasure hunt kind of style. Treasure hunt mystery. You're trying to uncover the secret of sustainable wealth. So you kind of go on a little bit of an adventure through, the pyramids and different, we'll say, countries and places and locations, and you're saving money all along the way. And after you complete each challenge, it reveals a little clue. So I have the clue cards in here. So essentially what you do is after you complete each challenge, the corresponding challenge, so this one's for the pyramids, there's a little scratch off on the back. You would scratch that off. It reveals something, and you may or may not use this map and decoder to figure out what everything means. And then, yeah, I included it's like a little pirate's coin almost. Just, I don't know if you can see that. Just to kind of, enhance the game a little bit and make things fun and interesting. So when you purchase this bundle, you do, let me just straighten this up here. So you do receive, obviously, the PVC binder with all of the challenges, envelopes, and the dashboards. And then you're going to receive the map and the decoder as well. You get this little fun pack with all your clue cards and the coin. And then this card also comes with it. It's just a little how to play kind of instruction pack. So I'm super excited. It's been very popular so far. I had a lot of orders the first day that it was released. So thank you guys so much if you are one of the people that ordered from me for this challenge. I am going to start incorporating it into my own cash stuffings here, probably on the next cash stuffing video. But I just wanted to show you guys that in case you missed it and you haven't seen it before. So I know this was a long video, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit there and watch it. Hopefully you had a little coffee or something and could relax a little bit. I hope you guys are having a great week so far, and I hope your weekend is even better. Hopefully you're not working and you're at home and just can enjoy some time with family and friends, or even just, by yourself if you choose to do that. I love, my alone time and my me time. So I definitely get that if you are one of those people. So thank you guys for checking out this video. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions or comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.